So in the year 1982, a person by the name of Steve Callahan, who was an American author, he was a naval architect, he was an inventor, and he was a sailor. He took part in a race across the Atlantic Ocean. Midway through the race, he encountered bad weather. Unfortunately, due to the bad weather encountered, his boat got so badly damaged that in order to survive, he had to abandon his boat and take refuge aboard an inflatable life raft. Just before his boat sank completely, he managed to dive several times and retrieve some items from it, which eventually helped him to survive. Amazingly, he survived 76 days drifting in the Atlantic Ocean by eating raw fish and drinking rainwater until eventually he was rescued by a passing fishing vessel. A few years after this particular ordeal, after this amazing ordeal, he wrote a book about his experience by the name Adrift, 76 Days Lost at Sea. This book stayed on the New York Times bestseller list for more than 36 weeks. So this morning, I want to read to you a few paragraphs from the book that Mr. Callahan wrote. He writes that I was surrounded by water, but not a single drop could save me. What started as a dream to cross the Atlantic Ocean on my sailboat turned into a nightmare, turned into a fight for survival. Just days in, a violent storm shattered my vessel, leaving me adrift in the middle of the ocean. No food, no clean water, no clue if I would even live to see the next sunrise. The hardest part? It wasn't the burning sun. It wasn't the sharks circling my raft. It was the silence. The kind of silence that screams inside your head when hope starts to slip away. I drifted alone for 76 days. I caught fish with my bare hands. I collected rainwater with makeshift containers. I fought off hallucinations whispering that definitely death is around the corner. But every single day, I had to make a brutal choice. Give in or hold on a little longer. I lost over 40 pounds. My skin became blistered. My mind unraveled. But every night, I looked up at the stars and I remembered one thing. I remembered how dearly I wanted to go home. And then, miraculously, one day, a fishing boat spotted me. I could barely breathe. I could barely speak. My body was broken, but my spirit was still whole. And that is when I learned that we don't survive just on food and water. We survive when we hold on to something worth fighting for. Even if it's just a quiet promise whispered to ourselves in the dark. Today I am not just a survivor. I am a living proof that the human body can endure incredible pain. But most importantly, it is the mind that decides whether we move forward or whether we give up. When you feel like you can't go on, remember this. Hold on one more day. Sometimes one more day is all it takes to change your life. Close quotation. So this morning, I share with you a simple yet powerful message. The message is, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. The truth is, the limits you think you have are often just illusions. Walls built by things which are not reality. Walls built by fear. Walls built by doubt. And walls built by the opinions of others. I want you to remember this morning that you have the power of belief. Belief is the spark. It is the fire that ignites everything else. Without belief, you don't even start. But with belief, you become an unstoppable force. Everything starts with belief. Every great invention, every breakthrough, every act of courage started in the same place. It started in the mind of someone who believed it was possible. Whatever you do, always remember that your mind is the most powerful tool. Your mind is like a GPS. It will take you anywhere you want to go as long as you program the right destination. But here's the catch. If you constantly feed it negativity, if you constantly feed your mind doubt and fear, it is going to take you in the wrong direction. It will lead you to excuses. It will lead you to procrastination. It will lead you to negativity. And in the end, it will lead you to regrets. On the other hand, if you feed your mind confidence, clarity, purpose, positivity, it will guide you to growth. It will guide you to resilience. It will ultimately take you to your dreams. So I ask you today, what are you feeding your mind? What stories are you telling yourself? Because the story you believe will inevitably become the life that you live. And this morning I want to give you a simple formula. Very simple. Focus, commit, and persist. Focus on what you want. Commit to doing whatever it takes. And persist no matter what obstacles appear in front of you. That's it, period. If you want to write a book, start with one sentence. If you want to build a business, start with one idea. If you want to change the world, start by changing yourself. You don't need to have all of the answers right now. You just need the courage to take that first step and the determination to keep going and going. Finally, surround yourself with belief. You can't soar like an eagle when you are surrounded by turkeys. And that's not an insult to others. It is simply to remind you that your environment matters. The people you surround yourself with will either lift you up or pull you down. So choose wisely. Find people who believe in you. Find people who challenge you. Find people who push you to be better. And if you can't find them, be that person for yourself. Be your own biggest supporter. Be your own coach. Be your own motivator. So let me leave you with this morning. This morning I want you to make some very serious decisions. I want you to decide today that you are not going to settle for anything less. Decide that you are not going to let fear write your story. Decide that you are going to rise no matter what. Decide that you are going to fight. Decide that you are not going to throw in the towel. And decide that you are going to achieve. Because you can. It is all in the mind. Once you believe it, you can achieve it.